Dudes making noise, talking about pro wrestling on the podcast. Big up boys, big loony guys. We be throwing down the rhymes, kicking it live, representing the Lone Star State every damn time. We got Stone Cold Stunners and the rocks people's elbows. Watching WrestleMania on our TVs.
Whoa! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ring Rundown. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. What's up, SP, bro? How you doing?
What's going on, Dropkick Zombie, man? It's just a hot, humid day out here in Texas.
Oh, don't I know it? I was in it today, chasing after chickens at the in-laws. Yeah, very interesting. So, bro, what's been going on, man?
Not much, man. Actually, before we just went live on the air, man, I got a notification from Bleacher Report that a WWE star will be exiting the company once his contract expires. That is the man. Yeah, Ricochet has given notice that he will be exiting the company.
Ricochet? I thought they would.
Ricochet. Nope. They had him drop the WWE Speed Championship to Andrade just the other day.
Well, we all wonder where he's going.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, no. Come on. Come on.
Hold on.
Come on, bro.
And so Max Caster actually did an interview on this in regards to Shelton Benjamin, you know.
I remember it.
So pretty much Max Caster was like, you know, new talent that gets signed to the company, that's less TV time that I have. So Max Caster was pretty much saying like, no, Shelton, we don't want you to sign here with AEW because now that's TV time that I don't get now. So
okay, you're leaving one important detail out. Is Max
it's up to Tony Khan?
Is his last name Max Khan or you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, and I get both sides. You know, yes, Tony Khan is the boss, so yes, ultimately,
right, come on,
it's going to be his decision. But also at the same time, I get where Max is coming from.
I get it too, but at the same time, like, Ricochet is definitely, just from the people that we see him sign, he is definitely a Tony Khan specimen.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Ricochet's got the high flying moves. I mean, I think him versus Will Ospreay will be a barn burner of a match.
Yeah, this will be like
Ricochet versus a Kenny Omega.
Ricochet versus Will Ospreay 2. I don't know if you saw their first match at Corrigan Hall.
Nuh-uh. Oh, in Corrigan Hall in Japan?
Nope. Corrigan. Or it may be Corrigan. I don't know. No, go watch that. It looked like a video game. We need part 2 of that. But now, disclaimer, Ricochet was a lot smaller of a fella than what he is now. So I don't know if it'll be exactly like that again. But man, right. It was even Stone Cold praised it. Like, he was like,
well, Ricochet, yes, has definitely put on a ton of muscle, even compared from his Prince Puma days over in Lucha Underground. So
yeah, I mean, there's that too. But I thought you were about to say Chad Gable.
No, Chad Gable. It's going to be kind of interesting because
I heard they're in an all-out war right now over him.
Well, I wouldn't say not all-out war, but it depends on what's going to happen in his match for the IC title against Sami Zayn. Whether if Chad wins the title, then there's higher tentativity that he will re-sign with WWE. If he loses the match, then more than likely they couldn't come to an agreement and he'll be gone.
Yeah, so, I mean, but like from what reports, like I know Cultaholics reported, and I think they got it from PW Insider, that like they're in a bidding war right now for him, which
I could see it. I mean,
which is good for him.
Yeah, this new heel storyline that they got him going with is definitely giving a big boost to his career.
Yeah, so they're in an all-out bidding war, and from what I'm hearing, allegedly. So hopefully, but Ricochet, bro, he's gonna be in AEW. Quit kidding yourself, dude. He's gonna be in AEW. Freaking
We'll just have to wait and
Caster,
see.
Caster Smaster, like he's gonna be in AEW, and I love Max Caster, but like I don't know, like he's gonna be in a bidding war. Speaking of a bidding war, there's another war kind of a brewing with the same two companies. Apparently, WWE spreading some false information about AEW. So what's up with this, bro?
Yeah, so Dave Meltzer gave an interview report live on camera. Was that had gotten some text saying that WWE was sending out some bad PR against AEW, saying that their collision numbers were half of what they really were. I mean, granted, their numbers weren't all that great in about the 323,000 range, but according to reports that Dave Meltzer was seeing, was that WWE were saying that their collision numbers were about 120 to 121,000. So that's definitely a worrisome little bit of information coming out of Camp WWE, which means they actually do see AEW as true competitors to the wrestling fan base. And for that, all I got to say is wrestling's for everybody. Watch what you want to watch, enjoy what you want to enjoy. If you want to watch both companies, watch both companies. I've started watching both companies again. So
I mean, y'all know my situation. I was all AEW, then it kind of got a little redundant to me. And then when Triple H took over WWE, I kind of focused more on that, but I'm trying to get back slowly into AEW.
AEW is definitely starting to pick up some more steam, man. Their women's matches have definitely improved. I mean, both companies still have a long way to go as far as
talent goes.
Card, anyways.
As far as talent goes, almost everybody in AEW I love. I just had a problem with how it was unfolding, how the stories were going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I see that, and I think a lot of that had to do with Tony Khan kind of taking control over creative and stuff like that, and I think that's why him
inexperience
out. Yeah, the inexperience of doing that. So I think him hiring, former director of General Hospital, and who's also done, sports, marketing and stuff like that, and storylines and stuff like that. So I think AEW is definitely starting to turn things around. I mean, they've brought it, kind of full circle in some storylines. So it's definitely something good to see.
Yeah, I need to start. I saw that MJF was back. Everything I saw, his little speech he gave. I saw his tattoo.
Even though, yes, this past on Wednesday night on Dynamite, Roosh came out and confronted MJF, and Maxwell, it was completely out of nowhere, and Max both put over and buried Roosh at the same time. So he put him over on the mic, but also was kind of
like a good likable heel.
Little jabs here and there.
Like a good likable heel.
He's our scumbag, as he says. So
it's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. And also, speaking on the AEW bit aspect, apparently CMLL will also be a factor in the upcoming Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Apparently,
so we're gonna have NJPW and CMLL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm definitely tuning in.
Yeah, so luckily Tony Khan was helpful in getting the issues situated out with CMLL to include their talent.
That's surprising to me.
Forbidden Door pay-per-view.
That's surprising to me how they didn't get AAA or AAA as they say it. Yeah, that's CML Arena Mexico. That's pretty awesome. I mean, that's interesting. I thought it would have probably, if anybody, it would have been AAA, but
Yeah,
that's because
so
I mean they are the bigger company
mhm,
as of now in the
mhm,
whole Mexican wrestling scene, in the whole lucha libre scene. AAA is the biggest. That's their
mhm,
WWE. So,
right.
but I could see it because CMLL used to be, but now they're kind of like the AEW of Arena Mexico. So, I mean, I could see they would team up. That'd be interesting. They got some interesting wrestlers over there for damn sure. And then the whole thing, I mean, I don't know if it may or may not have something to do with it. This is just speculation. This is just a theory. Conan is the head booker of AAA.
Uh-huh.
And I know Tony Khan is, after they worked together last, Tony Khan's kind of upset because Tony Khan got, Conan. They did some work with, uh,
Well, I mean,
Pride and,
AAA has hosted AEW wrestlers
Pride and
and
Powerful.
matches and stuff like that.
Uh, he had him.
Santana and Ortiz,
He had
yeah.
Santana Ortiz. He had him managing it,
Penta, Ray Phoenix, Kenny Omega.
but
So they've all wrestled in AAA. So
but like I wonder if the beef with Tony Khan and Conan, I don't know if you know about it, had anything to
maybe
do
kind
with
of
that.
soured on some things. It's
Well,
possible.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it was the fact that Conan and them, they on Keeping It 100, they tend to critique AEW as well as WWE, but
mhm.
they've been critiquing a lot and criticizing a lot of AEW. And where he got back, and from what I hear, and this is just speculation, that Tony Khan, it gets kind of sensitive on that kind of stuff and stop talking to
Right.
him.
I could understand getting, kind of upset and stuff like that, but also at the same time, if it's not like straight out trashing, criticizing, if it's like more constructive type criticism,
It's
like, hey,
constructive.
this is an area on where I think you could improve. This is an area where I think you could kind of slow it down a little bit, kind of scale back on it some, just kind of give words of advice on how to make improvements or reductions and stuff like
They
that.
do
Then
that, but they're not afraid to also say, like, man, that segment was brutal. You know what I'm saying? They're not afraid to say
right.
that.
Mhm.
But so it makes me wonder, I'm just saying if that had anything to do with it, but it may not have. So, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe they just wanted to
yeah.
work with
All I know is
CMLL.
possibly. All I know is this is a bad move on WWE's part, but again, it just shows them that they actually are taking the competition from AEW quite seriously if they're willing to send out bad PR numbers on a weekend show.
Yeah, but they act
So
like they so ain't worried. But keeping up with the same banner here, kind of along the lines of the same topic, is you wanted to talk about PLEs as to PPVs.
yes, so Swerve was actually a guest on Busted Open Radio uh, during the week, and Bully Ray had mistakenly called AEW pay-per-views as PLEs, and Swerve had to say, "Hey, they're pay-per-views in our world, man. We don't use that term PLEs." And Bully was like, "Okay, yeah, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of the same thing, but whatever." So it just kind of got me thinking, is there a true difference between pay-per-views versus PLEs? So obviously, as we know, WWE refers to their pay-per-view events as premium live events, whereas AEW still uses the PPV pay-per-view term. So
Well, the way that
kind of wonder,
the way I see it is WWE can't call their stuff pay-per-views anymore because it's not buying the pay-per-view, it's a subscription model now. You know what I'm saying?
right?
It kind of wouldn't make sense to call it pay-per-views when I guess they
Mhm.
just invented the term premium live event. But, as far as AEW, um
They don't have a network streaming service yet, but there is word that they may be doing a live streaming deal with HBO Max. So I have heard that theory being floated around. So
Yes.
yeah, all I could see is
Please do.
I mean, Bully Ray's right. You know, there's not really a difference in the term, and well, in the term, yes, because I get WWE their premium live events is because normally, yes, you would pay a higher amount for a pay per view, whereas AEW, yes, you are buying a pay per view from a website to where again WWE it's have Peacock, you've got well, I guess it's essentially Peacock now. Um, so yeah, so really, there's not a difference in the environment in regards to
Well, not as
PLEs
far as
versus
the
PPVs.
not as far as the whole formula of it, but definitely
Right.
the business motto behind it. I would say.
Yeah, I could see what you're saying on that, and um, so
Model.
yeah, just
Sorry, not motto. I
yeah.
sounded like I sounded like a dumbass there. Sorry.
We
Go
all
ahead.
kind of sound like we all sound like a dumbass sometimes, though. So it's okay. I'm used to it with you.
Yeah, it's
So
been
yeah,
over
so
5 minutes.
PLEs versus AEW or pay-per-views. Really, the only difference is in the name. WWE, it's a like you said, Dropkick. It's a subscription based off of Peacock, whereas AEW, you're buying it from a pay-per-view website. So that's really the only.
I mean, I
difference
can
between it.
understand it. Did they bring that up in the interview or?
Yeah, well, yeah, like I said, Bully Ray had said the PLE reference to Swerve, and Swerve had to correct him, saying, "Well, we don't call them PLEs over here, player. They're pay-per-views. There's a difference." And Bully Ray retorted back, "Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, thanks for that. Like, they're still, pretty much the same thing, but just a different name." So Bully Ray's not wrong, and Swerve isn't wrong either for saying, "Hey, we do pay-per-views, not PLEs." So
Yeah, I could see this. They're the same but different. I can understand that. I mean, oh, and just a little tip. There is a way. I forgot what country, but if you get a VPN, I forgot what country it is, but if you set it up to a certain country, you can get AEW pay-per-views for $19.99. There is a way to do it.
yeah, it's probably their site fight.tv or whatever it is, where people in other countries are able to buy the pay-per-view for AEW.
It's a certain country. Like Cultaholic did a whole like tutorial on how to do it, and I'm like, well, dang, like I need to go ahead and get my VPN back. I let mine expire because I lost my debit card that it was on, and then I just never went back and resubscribed after I got a new one for whatever reason. But yeah, I need to look into that. I would definitely watch more AEW pay-per-views if that's the case.
Right.
But moving on. So also we had another situation here. A thing that makes me very, very happy and kind of relieved is that this man right here is banned from WWE headquarters. So what you got about that, man?
Yeah, so this was stated by the TKO board members was that he who shall not be named is no longer allowed to step foot in WWE headquarters, and that is even including the state-of-the-art gym that was specifically designed for he who shall not be named. So the fact that they went so far to ban him from
He better go
their
get
headquarters.
He better go get that Planet Fitness membership.
Planet Fitness goals. I don't know how much he'll be able to lift now. Have you seen him all looking almost real frail, having to walk with the cane and everything, still with that pencil thin black mustache? And
I haven't seen. Oh, I hate that. I just want to rip it off his face. Like, dude, how do you think that looks good?
Yeah, somebody in New York was filming him getting out of a car. I think he was going to lunch or something like that, meeting up with somebody. And yeah, he was walking with a cane and still had that pencil thin black mustache with the black hair and everything.
How does he
Just
think that looks good? How does he think that looks natural? How does he think that may make him look young? Oh God, it just disgusted
uh,
me.
no idea. Whatever he thinks he looks good, let him do him. We all
But I mean, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but that's it's good to see that they're okay. There's no coming back, dude. You know what I'm saying? Being from probably the banned from the building he probably had built
oh no,
is
his taking WWE global the way he did was definitely the great thing on his part.
yeah.
But again,
I mean
you gotta kind of want
that's the
you
thing.
gotta
Like
kind of wonder.
this guy is
Go ahead.
horrible. You know what I'm saying, and everything. From what he allegedly done. But at the same time, you gotta kind of have appreciation of some of his deeds. We wouldn't have what we have now if it wasn't for this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I mean, you could say that pretty much of just about anybody who helped create WWE what it is now. I mean, your Hulk Hogan's, your Randy Savages, your Hacksaw Jim Duggins, your Ultimate Warriors, your Roddy Pipers, your Andre the Giants, your Stone Cold Steve Austin's, your Rocks, your Shawn Michaels, your
As far as some of the
pretty much
big business
anybody here. Your
decisions, as far as some of
oh
the
yeah,
big
big.
business decisions,
Well, him obviously, him, his kids, whoever else he had around with him at the time.
yeah, probably had some good
So
advisors also for some of that. So, but well, I don't want to spend too much time on this dude. He's banned. That's it. Goodbye. All right, another thing you wanted to talk about is, and this one I have no idea where you're going with it, so we'll see. The art of selling.
yeah, so obviously in wrestling, selling is an integral part of telling the story in the ring of the match that's going on. So, how do you lose credibility with selling? Well, this was discussed on
The
previous
pile driver.
episode.
The pile driver.
Yes, the pile driver
Okay.
from Trent onto Orange Cassidy. Pretty much that just makes it look like the move
I
was
should have had
ineffective
that.
on you.
I should have had that picture up here.
WWE is also guilty of it as well too. One big recollection is during the first year of the pandemic when they were out of the Performance Center and Randy Orton was just taken out. He was resorting back to his legend killer status, and he hit a punt kick on Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels kind of got up and crawled over to the corner, just pretty much just killed the move that so many people sold like they just had their head caved in. So with the video of showing Shawn Michaels sitting up in the corner
That
and the turnbuckle,
that
that
punt
just
kick.
killed.
That punt kick is what, like, when a wrestler was injured, that put them on time off. That's how good that was sold. Like when a wrestler got injured on a prior match, Randy Orton would punt kick him, and that was the reason why they wouldn't be on TV for months. So
Or they just
yeah,
needed, or they
or they
just
just needed
needed
time off.
a quick break. Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of wonder, like, who were some of the best sellers and selling a move.
Okay. Can I go with the first
Go
one?
ahead.
Okay, you don't like him. I like him. You don't like him. But one of the most legendary sellers was one Glenn Gilberti, Disco Inferno. He is infamous. A lot of wrestlers even also said that he was one of the he actually at it's a wrestling school in Vegas, Creative Pro. He actually teaches a class on punching and selling is his two main expertise. And like I got to give it to him. The dude's he went down as one of the best sellers. He almost built his whole career on it, on being able to sell really well.
One of my most memorable selling points was, remember Crime Time?
Oh yeah, I love Crime Time.
Remember Crime Time? Okay, well, JTG.
Racist ass gimmick, but I still love them.
This was in a match that JTG, I think it was a Crime Time tag team match against Santino and maybe I can't think of his name. I just thought of it. The Russian guy.
Oh, Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah, Kozlov. But it was Santino Marella had pulled out and put on the puppet for Cobra, and he hit JTG with Cobra, and JTG, he like stopped and like,
oh yeah,
just convulsed with it and just sold it hilariously.
JTG was very undervalued, bro. He was great.
The tag team of Crime Time was very undervalued.
Oh yeah, both ways. JTG also, and Shad Gaspard. They should have went a lot further.
R.I.P. to Shad Gaspard.
R.I.P. But even after his untimely passing, JTG was still very undervalued. You know. I know, as far as a guy that wasn't a very good seller and a lot of people complained about him. Not now, I would say, but early in his WWE career was Sami Zayn.
Really?
Yeah, he wouldn't, if he got punched in the face, he would just he would fall and just act like he was his whole body was just limp. Instead of getting punched in the face and be like, ah, on the ground, he would just, and it just didn't look right. He doesn't really do it anymore. Maybe somebody talked to him about it. And this is just my point of view, but I've also had on podcasts, I've heard other performers say that he wasn't the best. And granted that these were a lot of older wrestlers, you know what I'm saying, that were critiquing. So, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but and I remember after I heard that, I went watched a lot of his stuff, and I was like, he just kind of I don't know, just like a dead fish instead of if you get hit in the stomach, if you get hit in the face, he was just kind of you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they didn't fall real well.
Yeah,
they didn't know how to fall. Yeah, another one. Obviously, Shawn Michaels knows how to sell really well, but then also knows how to oversell, as in you're just overselling just because you don't like your opponent that you're in the ring with, and that was evident against his match with Hulk Hogan. I believe SummerSlam 02 was when that match was. Shawn Michaels purposely oversold everything because I believe he didn't want to lose the match to Hogan. He didn't want to put Hogan over. So he just purposely just oversold everything just as a way to kind of stick it to Hogan.
That's kind of lame.
So you gotta.
Well, I know
you gotta sell to make the move look effective. Don't get up too early of what you should. You gotta. Wrestling is all about timing.
It's 90% of it.
If your timing is off, the whole match is going to be off. So that's where it's good to have, obviously, to practice in the ring before your match starts or before the event even starts. When you get to the venue, go in the ring and practice your match with whoever that you're wrestling with, unless you have wrestled them previously. Then you have that style, how you can speed up, when to slow down. So yeah, selling definitely makes a world of difference in the match that you're putting on.
Definitely. It definitely makes it more believable, and it kind of, It makes it more just like I think it's also just as selling. Also, what's important is the art of the punch. Like I think if a wrestler can do a good punch, I think that's just awesome because it's like, whoa, he really hit him. It kind of
Hmm.
the suspension of disbelief is more there.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the I'm not a big fan of the elbows. I'm just being I like a good punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
So they had actually asked. So I was watching a documentary on A&E, I believe, and it was on Ric Flair, and they were talking about how he was training to become a wrestler, and they asked him, "Well, how do you make your punches look so effective?" And he said what he would do is he would hang a piece of string from the door frame and punch at it until he wouldn't he could connect with it, but the string wouldn't move.
that's awesome. And I think that's a not because there's still some wrestlers out there that can deliver a good punch, but it's very few and far between at this point. I think it's almost a lost art, and I think that's one thing that we need brought back is a
Mhm.
good, you know what I'm saying, a good punch. I remember Mark Merrill. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if
Mhm.
you remember him, Johnny B. Bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
I was a big Mark Merrow fan.
yeah, I loved him too, and he would throw a damn good punch. It looked like he knocked the hell out of the dude. And I'm not talking about the little Logan Paul knockout punch. Or I'm talking about a good work, a good. It's called a working punch, a good working punch.
Uh-huh.
It's more believable.
Where it looks stiff, like you're throwing what's known in the JCW lingo is throwing potatoes, where you're making it look like you're throwing a good solid stiff-handed punch, but again, you know how to pull your punch to where you can make it look like an effective
Yeah,
solid right hand punch.
and when the wrestler starts doing them forearms, bruh, that automatically like you ain't got a good working punch. That I mean, I could be wrong, but that's automatically what I think. And hey, I'm not a pro wrestler, so I don't know. But yeah, I just it's definitely becoming a lost art. I don't know what's going on, but
And wrestlers, I'm gonna say that wrestlers need to cool it with all the super kicks that they're doing. Like
the
a
leg
super kick
slapping.
once in a time where it was a finishing move, and that was it. Now
It's a
you
transition.
got it's a transitional it's a transitional move that just kind of it looks good when it's done right, but a super kick should be a finishing move. I mean,
Thank you,
Shawn
young
Michaels.
bucks.
Yeah, right. I mean, love the Young Bucks and everything like
But
that,
they definitely
but
undervalued the super kick. They were the
they
spearhead.
they overvalued the super kick and just perform it whenever. And then now
Yeah,
you got too many wrestlers that use it in their move set. I mean, you got the Usos that constantly throw super kicks. You got Kevin Owens throwing super kicks now. You got just
it's
too many
the
people using super kicks as moves in their skill set. You
super
know.
kicks are the new DDT and leg drops at this point. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not trying to critique wrestlers, but I'm just saying another person that has a good working punch and sells great is the greatest wrestler to ever be on God's green earth, Mr. AJ Styles. I just want to throw that out there.
Dude, you if you ride AJ's nuts so dick so much more, you're gonna be a condom. All right.
I I I mean, I'd rather be riding the greatest ever, bruh. I'm sorry. But yeah, so
Speaking of Mr. Logan Paul and his right hand punch, let's talk about the infrequency of him defending his United States title
okay, I had
and
to
going to the subject of other wrestlers, three
well,
high wrestlers that you see on the screen who very rarely defended their championships when they were champions.
now Logan Paul, like, I get it. He has impulsive. He has the boxing stuff and all that, but it's still annoying that he kind of just is holding that title, kind of kind of seems at this point, you know, and I'm biased because I don't like the dude at all. I can't stand him. But and it's not even a thing of like, oh, he's a heel. I can't stand. I genuinely think this dude is a bad person.
He is a narcissistic POS, hands
I
down.
really do. How he handled his co-host and George Janko, the shit that happened in Japan, suing another fighter for posting stuff about his girlfriend. I mean, that's the fight business. You build up the fight. He was posting stuff about Jake Paul's fiance, but it was stuff that she posted. He just reshared it. And now he's suing the guy, trying to put him in bankruptcy when he beat him in the ring and he's still refusing to drop the lawsuit. He's like, dude, that's the fight business. Dude talks shit, you get in the ring, beat his ass. And then it's over. You beat his ass. You beat his ass in front of 1 million people, in front of millions of people. What more do you want? You want to now bankrupt the guy, you piece of trash? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, my opinion, Logan Paul is just a narcissistic, egotistical, entitled, no good for nothing POS.
I think he's borderline a sociopath.
More than likely he is, and he's
banged his little brother's girlfriend and then made a rap song about it, laughing about it. Like, you have no shame, dude.
Dude's just a trash person. Anyways, so
sorry.
back in the day, WWE rules stated that a champion had to defend their title every 30 days. And then guess what? Then they put you remember those days?
Yeah, Attitude Era 101, bro.
Every 30 days a champion had to defend their title, and it wasn't until they decided to put the women's title around Stephanie McMahon's waist that rule kind of disappeared, because, or at least for her anyways, because she very seldom defended her women's championship. And I don't even remember how long she had it for, but her amount of title defenses that she had was a real small handful. And then Brock Lesnar, 2012, 11, when he returns, and they put the belt on him.
In my opinion, he's the worst offender. Even more so than Logan.
Mm-hmm. Even worse than Roman. And we all know how.
I understand he's up there, but I understand because he's, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch the physicality and the big matches that he has and all that stuff because of his condition. I can understand it a little more.
Yeah, but I mean, once they put the title on Brock and Brock defended it once every few months, you never saw it. You never saw him unless, according to him, he got paid the big bucks to show up. And when he was contractually obligated to show up, he made a big deal out of it, obviously for the camera and stuff like that. But he definitely was the worst one as far as few and far in between title matches where he had to defend it. And then they ended up doing the same thing with Roman, and now they're doing the same thing with Logan Paul. And I think we need to go back to the old every 30-day rule. You know, if you want to be a champion, you want to be a superstar, then these are the terms. This is what you got to agree to.
I mean, maybe not every 30 days. I would say more, maybe every 2 months. But I would like, definitely at least appearances from the champion. And then a defense, like maybe every 2 months. Because, I mean, they go back to the old... Well, because, I mean, like Brock and Logan, they're basically holding the titles, like, hostage. But thing is, like, JR explained this. He goes, back in the day, you only saw the champion once or twice a year, which I don't like it. I mean, I'd rather it be every 30 days, but at least, like, let's do every 60 days, but have them, you know, at least make appearances, do some tag matches. You know what I'm saying? Show up, you know?
Yeah, at least you need to have them on camera. If you're not going to obey the 30-day rule, you at least need to do it, you know, once every couple pay-per-views, you know? So I mean, you have one pay-per-view on, one pay-per-view off. One
Brock, it was
pay-per-view
like
on, one
twice
pay-per-view.
a year before we even seen any glimmer of that guy. You know what I'm saying? It was like twice a
Yeah.
year. And they would advertise it. Brock's going to be at Raw. You know, it's just like, well, I thought he would be anyway. Ain't he the Raw champion? Like, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I would, yeah, I'm in agreement. So I'd rather it be like every 30 days. Let's, fighting champions. Even though if they don't want to be, make them fighting champions. You know? But yeah, it's just, I don't like the titles being held hostage. I want to make it believable that, hey, there's a reason this guy's a champion because he beat this guy, then he beat this guy, then he beat this guy. But it just, I don't know. So, and it could be a fact that there's so many contenders. You know what I'm saying? Could they keep it up for long? You know, like a challenger every month, unless they would do. Because I mean, I don't know if you remember, like back in the like Stone Cold. Somebody would challenge Stone Cold and it'd be the same guy the next month, and the next pay-per-view would be the same guy, but more would happen in the story that would kind of build it up again. So I mean, they could do that, I guess.
Yeah. So now, I mean, you could also argue the same thing over to AEW as well too, especially in regards with Christian Cage, because Christian Cage, he defended the title, obviously more than these three here on screen, but even when he didn't, he knew how to make that title shine by simply showing up to the show
And showing it in people's faces.
didn't even have to wrestle, but he could just show up to the show, do a promo, and that title, he put a lot of respect onto that title. I mean, I got to give him his props for bringing the level of excitement to that TNT title, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not talking about them actually be at the show, not show up on the damn Titantron in a pre-recorded vignette or acting like they're talking to the wrestler standing in the middle of the ring. I'm talking about them be there talking some stuff on the mic. That's probably my biggest thing with Roman, is that he didn't do a lot of that. He didn't do a lot of talking. It was just Paul Heyman walking out there and building him up, and that's all it was.
Well, you got to realize that Roman was never a good pro at doing promos. It wasn't until he came back as the tribal chief where he actually started excelling in promo work on the mic. Again, this will be a good topic for next week. Is promo work on the mic, either in the ring or in a backstage segment. Who were some of the top best promo givers in wrestling history? We're talking early WWF into mid 90s WWF into the current era now. WCW, AEW, who gave great promo work and skill in the ring and a backstage promo?
Let us know down below in the comments for next week.
Yes, chime in. This will be a topic for next week. Let us know if you, or any of the subjects that we've covered so far tonight. Do you have any favorite wrestlers who know how to throw punches, who needed work on throwing punches? The art of selling, like we discussed earlier. Who do you think could be a good working relationship wrestling company wise with any promotion out there? Let us know, man. We're here to engage with y'all. Let us know what you think. We're just going to be here giving our opinions. We'd really love to hear
And
yours.
I and Mr. SP promise we will do the best we can to answer everyone, or at least like and interact with everyone in the comments, even if you want to say some bullshit. But
we all got some bullshit that we want to speak on every now and then.
yeah, true that, especially me. But so yeah, let's get some more fighting champions going. And for our last topic, we had an idea in concurrence with Pride Month. We want to highlight an LGBTQ wrestler every week, and this week's LGBTQ wrestler is one Mr. Scissor Me Daddy, Anthony Bowen.
Yes, my man Anthony Bowens, who has shown up at anti-LGBTQ parades with his partner, seen kissing in front of a anti-LGBTQ protester with a sign saying, I believe homosexuality is a sin. So that is an awesome picture. They are rising above the hate that you see that has essentially enveloped the country over the last couple years. But I mean, Anthony Bowens is someone who got over the catchphrase "I'm a gay" at a wrestling event. I don't know if you remember that, but when Harley Cameron was still with the whole QTV thing with Johnny TV, Aaron Solo, and QT Marshall, Harley Cameron was trying to come on to Anthony Bowens. They were in the middle of the ring, and Anthony Bowens, "I'm a gay," got everybody in the crowd chanting, "I'm a gay." And I believe they even put out "I'm a gay" t-shirts, and because it was one of the best catchphrases to be given for a member of the LGBTQ community. So my pick goes off to Anthony Bowens.
I just think it doesn't matter. He's just a great talent, great wrestler, great guy. I've seen him on toy collecting things with one Mr. Ethan Page. So I mean, I just think he's an all-around good guy, and
yes,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he's with or whatever. His work speaks for itself. He seems to have a great attitude, a lot of charisma, especially with Mr. Caster there. And I think they're one of the most entertaining tag teams right now. You know, just an all around good performer, and from what I see, just a good person.
Yes, all around a good person, gets lots of love and support from your boy SP. Definitely a very, very talented individual on the mic, in the ring. Just hands down, from video and stories that I've heard or read online, is that he's a genuine, true, kind-hearted person. So
yeah,
Mr. Bowens,
salute to you. I think he actually had he was in WWE for like a cup of coffee. I think he was in NXT, but you know, I don't know what happened with that, but I'm glad to see him really finding his, you know, getting his due diligence in AEW. It's good. You know. So, keep on keeping on, Mr. Bowen.
Yes, so I believe that wraps us up for tonight, doesn't it, Mr. DPK, Dropkick Zombie, DKZ? Sorry,
I was about to say DPK.
DPK, yes.
Double Penetration King. What the? I know it's Pride Month, bro, but that's not me.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, there, buddy. All right.
Oh, but not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just I'm not gonna tell that story.
It's not wrong, just not for you.
Yeah, it's just not for you. Not for me. Maybe for you, but not for me. But so yeah, that's about all we got for you guys tonight. Like, comment, subscribe, share us around. We got our TikTok up.
We got Instagram up. We got our brand new YouTube channel going. So I know we've already got a double-digit number of subscribers already so far. We'll be doing the best that we can to upload as much content as we possibly can. I'm going to an indie show tomorrow here in Austin called Baracho Pro at Come and Take It Live. We got Monday Night Raw coming to Austin here in August. Tickets for that are a little pricey, still out of my range. But we've got Oh God, we're gonna be bringing some more focus onto some indie shows or some indie promotions. At least I will be as well. And I've got actually
I need to get my
some
ass out of this house and go to more indie shows.
yeah, and I've got some wireless audio recording mics that are on the way from Amazon. So we will be bringing in, at least I will be. I don't know about you, Dropkick. You'll need to get some, and that way we can start
I
throwing in
will.
some interviews.
I will be heading your way to some of these coming up shows for these indie shows. I'll come and rendezvous with you for sure. You're not that far. It's an hour. So I'll make my way down there. And yeah, we'll definitely
Actually
do a thing.
up in Temple, I believe it's going to be the second weekend in October. There is a Mallapalooza event that's going on at the Temple Mall, and they're going to be having indie wrestling there at the event. So
When is that?
It's like October 12th and 13th, I believe.
Oh, that's far off, but I will definitely be there. I don't know. I'm not trying to speak ill of Temple, bro. Like Temple's great, but that mall, bro, it's seen better days.
Oh no, trust me. Yeah, no, me and Teresa, we've been there.
I've been.
Yeah, it's the 12th and 13th of October is when that event's going to be going on.
They have a bomb ass video game store, but the only problem was I was looking at video games in there, and the power went out in the whole building, and I was like, I had 2 games. I was like, we all had to get our phone, like it was pitch black, and I was just like, wow. But it's still gonna be a good time. They still have some pretty cool stores. It's mom and pop stores, and that's what I like. So, I mean, it's still a good area, and I will definitely be there. If you are there, please walk up and say hello. I would love to see who's listening and everything, so definitely. Just like I said, to me or Mr. SP here, walk up, say what's up. We'd love to hear from you. Just like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share this around. We're trying to reach some people. We will have special guests coming up here very soon, but we just want to get a little bit more of a following to get this going. And yeah, we would greatly appreciate you guys' help. We have the TikTok up. We've already had 550 views on one of our TikToks. It's at official Ring Rundown. At official Ring Rundown is our TikTok. What's the Instagram?
Instagram is the Ring Rundown Podcast.
So yeah, just please check us out on those other platforms. And you have anything else, brother?
Not much. Again, guys, just reach out to us. Let us know what you want to hear from us. Let us know if you got any topics. Again, the art of selling. Let us know if you got anybody in mind that you know is a good seller, needs to work on their selling. What was the other thing that we were going to talk about for next week?
The promos.
Yes, promo work. Do you got a favorite wrestler who is just a killer
on that
promo
stick
work? Yep, who kills on the stick and who needs improvement? Other than that, man, just let us know what you think about the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe.
And we're open to suggestions. We are open to suggestions always. So
yes, so definitely we're just 2 guys here just trying to bring a little entertainment to the wrestling world, so that's can't do it without your guys' help and support and encouragement, man. Just let us know what you want to hear from, what opinions you have of yours. Let us know, man. Just reach out to us.
And for SP, I am Dropkick Zombie. Have a good night, everybody. See ya.
Peace.
We 2 loony guys catching eyes with a hype, talking pro wrestling, making all the fans unite. In the ring we swing like a rhyme-making machine with moves so mean, leaving opponents in a dream. You're rocking the mic, forward tight like a rat, them no cliche.